Hong Kong makes first arrests under new national security law. Dengue fever threatens the U.S. China's military shows off rifle-toting robot dogs. Over 1 million evacuated as Cyclone Remal lashes South Asia. Temperatures in Pakistan cross 52 degrees Celsius. Man discovers mammoth bones in wine cellar.
Hello, I'm Johnny. Thank you for joining us on Funday News. It's Thursday, May 30th, and here are your top stories. Hong Kong police on Tuesday arrested 6 people, including a former organizer of the city's decades-long annual vigil that commemorated China's Tiananmen Square crackdown, for allegedly publishing seditious social media posts in what are the first publicly known arrests under the Chinese territory's new national security law. Secretary for Security Chris Tan said Zhou Huangtan, a former leader of the group behind the vigil, alongside 5 others, used a social media page to anonymously publish the posts. Police said their acts began in April and that the suspects were targeting a sensitive date.
The authorities have not detailed the content of the posts, but the page started publishing a series of posts to mark the upcoming 35th anniversary of the 1989 crackdown, a politically sensitive topic in Hong Kong and mainland China, on April 30th. The statement did not include other details on the social media page or the content of the posts, and it did not identify the 6 people, aged between 37 and 65, who were arrested. The introduction of the new security law in March, 4 years after Beijing imposed a similar law that had all but wiped out public dissent, has deepened worries about the erosion of the city's freedoms. The new law, known locally as Article 23, has expanded the government's power to deal with future challenges to its rule, punishing treason and insurrection with up to life imprisonment.
Latin America is experiencing its worst dengue fever outbreak on record. Case numbers in the first 4.5 months of 2024 are already 238% higher than they were by this time last year, which itself ended with a record 4.1 million cases, according to the Pan American Health Organization. Cases are more than 400% higher than the 5-year average. An unusually wet and warm summer season brought by the El Niño weather pattern has created ideal conditions for the mosquitoes that spread dengue to hatch en masse and carry higher amounts of the virus.
Experts warn this could be a preview of what dengue fever will look like in the future. Climate change is creating unusually balmy conditions, which are already expanding the range of mosquito-borne diseases. Dengue is a viral fever caused by 4 different viruses and spread through mosquito bites. It's common in many tropical regions across the globe, but has begun to appear in more temperate climates. The mosquitoes that carry dengue fever, Aedes aegypti, are now regularly found in the southern parts of the U.S., but recently, the insects have been found as far north as the Bay Area, and Washington, D.C. One 2019 study predicted an additional 2 billion people will be at risk for dengue fever by 2080. Humans are reservoirs for dengue, so in order to have widespread transmission, enough people must be infected for the mosquitoes to reliably bite someone with the virus so that they can spread it to another person.
During recent military drills with Cambodia, China's military showed off a robot dog with an automatic rifle mounted on its back, essentially turning man's best friend into a killing machine. The 2-minute video made during the China-Cambodia Golden Dragon 2024 exercise also shows the robot dog walking, hopping, lying down, and moving backwards under the control of a remote operator. In one drill, the rifle-firing robot leads an infantry unit into a simulated building. The latter part of the video also shows an automatic rifle mounted under a 6-rotor aerial drone, illustrating what the video says is China's variety of intelligent unmanned equipment.
Military use of robot dogs, and of course small aerial drones, is nothing new. A CCTV video from last year also highlighted China's rifle-armed electronic canines in a joint exercise involving the Chinese, Cambodian, Lao, Malaysian, Thai, and Vietnamese militaries held in China last November. In 2020, Theus Air Force demonstrated how it used robotic dogs as one link in its Advanced Battle Management System, ABMS, which uses artificial intelligence and rapid data analytics to detect and counter threats to U.S. military assets. And since the Russian invasion of Ukraine in 2022, drones have become commonplace on the battlefield, on the land, sea, and air, with cheap remotely controlled vehicles able to knock out sophisticated military machines like tanks and even warships.
At least 17 people have died in India and Bangladesh after tropical cyclone Remal lashed the area with torrential rain and heavy winds. 10 people died in various districts of Bangladesh, while at least 7 were killed in the southern Indian state of Telangana, local officials told CNN. The Indian Meteorological Department on Tuesday said Remal weakened into a depression over East Bangladesh after losing some force earlier on Monday. It caused wide-scale damage in both countries, toppling trees, turning roads into rivers, and leaving millions without electricity. More than 1 million people in India and Bangladesh were evacuated Sunday as the cyclone made landfall near the border between the two countries.
Remal made landfall roughly 80 kilometers southeast of the Indian city of Kolkata, packing gusts of up to 135 kilometers per hour, and is moving northwards across Bangladesh and its adjoining West Bengal coasts, the Indian Meteorological Department said. The storm weakened after it hit the coast with wind speeds of up to 115 kilometers per hour. Remal is expected to dump more than 89 millimeters of rain and bring wind-driven storm surges of 2.5 to 3.7 meters to the coasts of the Bay of Bengal, according to CNN Weather. About 2 million people live in storm-affected areas in Bangladesh, according to nonprofit BRAC. At least 500,000 of these people live in houses made of materials such as clay, wood, plastic sheets, straw or tin, said Dr. M.D. Liaquat Ali, a disaster expert at BRAC. The country is one of the world's most vulnerable to the impacts of the climate crisis, studies show.
Temperatures rose above 52 degrees Celsius in Pakistan's southern province of Sindh, the highest reading of the summer and close to the country's record high amid an ongoing heat wave. The Met Office said on Monday, extreme temperatures throughout Asia over the past month were made worse, most likely as a result of human-driven climate change, a team of international scientists have said. In Mohenjo-Daro, a town in Sindh known for archaeological sites that date back to the Indus Valley civilization built in 2500 BC, temperatures rose as high as 52.2 Celsius over the last 24 hours, a senior official of the Pakistan Meteorological Department told Reuters.
The reading is the highest of the summer so far, and approached the town's and country's record highs of 53.5 C and 54 C respectively. Mohenjo-Daro is a small town that experiences extremely hot summers and mild winters, and low rainfall, but its limited markets, including bakeries, tea shops, mechanics, electronic repair shops, and fruit and vegetable sellers, are usually bustling with customers. But with the current heat wave, shops are seeing almost no footfall. The highest temperature recorded in Pakistan was in 2017 when temperatures rose to 54 C in the city of Turbet, located in the southwestern province of Baluchistan. This was the second hottest in Asia and fourth highest in the world, said Sardar Sarfaraz, chief meteorologist at the Pakistan Meteorological Department.
A man renovating his wine cellar in Austria discovered mammoth remains from the prehistoric era. The find has been called sensational by the team at the Austrian Archaeological Institute of the Austrian Academy of Sciences, which has been tasked with digging up the remains found in the village of Gobelsberg, just west of the country's capital, Vienna. Stone artifacts and charcoal at the site indicates the bones are between 30,000 and 40,000 years old, she added. Winemaker Andreas Pernestover told the Austrian Broadcasting Corporation that he discovered them in March while renovating his cellar.
After the find was reported to the institute, Perot Souchan said she worked with her colleagues to painstakingly uncover each bone, adding that they gradually uncovered multiple interlocking skeletal structures. While other comparable sites have been discovered in Austria and neighboring countries, most of them were excavated at least 100 years ago and have largely been lost to modern research, the Austrian Archaeological Institute said in a news release. Back then, key details about the environment in which the remains were found in and in what condition were rarely recorded, and some they even sold to soap factories, Perot Souchan said. Once all the bones are excavated, they will make their way to the Vienna Museum of Natural History for restoration and further research.
The answer for yesterday is B, devastating. It will be a devastating blow to the local community if the factory closes. Did you answer correctly? Now let's delve into the news of China's military shows of rifle-toting robot dogs. Number 1, simulate. 用电脑或模型的模拟. Computer software can be used to simulate conditions on the seabed. Number 2, infantry. 统称步兵. The infantry were advancing to attack the ridge. Number 3. Mount, 镶嵌安置. The specimens were mounted on slides. Next, we have a multiple choice question for everyone to practice. Which answer would you choose? You can write your answer in the comment section. The correct answer will be announced tomorrow. And that's all for today's Funday News. Be sure to tune into Funday News from Monday to Friday and click the link below to join Funday for free. I'm Johnny Wu, your host. I will see you next time.